Your phone is not just wasting your time anymore, it's changing your brain. And most people don't even realize how badly they're being controlled. Think about it honestly. How many times have you picked up your phone for just 2 minutes, and suddenly 1 hour disappears? How many times do you unlock your phone without even thinking, scroll without purpose, watch random videos you don't even care about, and then afterward feel mentally drained, distracted, unmotivated, and disappointed in yourself? That's not normal. That's addiction. And the scary part is, modern society has normalized it completely. Right now, millions of people are destroying their attention span, discipline, focus, confidence, and mental health every single day while holding a device in their own hands. They wake up and instantly check their phone. They can't sit in silence anymore. They can't focus deeply anymore. They can't even watch a full video, read a few pages, or think clearly without craving stimulation every few seconds. Their brain has become addicted to constant dopamine, constant entertainment, constant distraction. And honestly, this is creating one of the mentally weakest generations in history. People today are overstimulated but empty, entertained but unhappy, connected to everyone online yet disconnected from themselves completely. Think about how dangerous this becomes over time. The more addicted your brain becomes to quick dopamine, the harder real life starts feeling. Discipline feels harder, focus feels harder, working hard feels harder. Even simple tasks begin feeling mentally exhausting because your brain is no longer trained for patience. It's trained for instant rewards. That's why so many people today say they can't focus anymore. It's not because they were born weak. It's because their attention is being destroyed daily. Every scroll weakens concentration a little more. Every short video lowers patience a little more. Every notification steals focus a little more. And most people never stop long enough to realize what's happening to their mind. Meanwhile, disciplined people understand something dangerous about modern technology. If you cannot control your attention, someone else will. Social media companies, apps, algorithms, they are fighting for your attention every second because your attention is profitable. The longer they keep you scrolling, distracted, emotional, addicted, and overstimulated, the more powerful they become, while your focus becomes weaker. And honestly, this is why so many people feel mentally exhausted all the time despite doing very little. Their brain never rests anymore. Constant noise, constant stimulation, constant scrolling, constant comparison. Their mind is overloaded every single day. And in this video, you're going to understand exactly how your phone is rewiring your brain, why your focus feels destroyed, why modern people are becoming mentally weaker, and how taking back control of your attention could completely change your life. So if you're tired of feeling distracted, mentally drained, unmotivated, and addicted to scrolling, like this video, subscribe to the channel, and watch until the end, because what your phone is doing to your brain is far more dangerous than most people realize. Now here's the scary part most people ignore. Your phone is slowly training your brain to hate boredom. And that's a massive problem, because every important thing in life requires the ability to sit through boredom. Studying requires it. Building a business requires it. Reading requires it. Working out requires it. Discipline requires it. Success itself requires it. But modern people can't tolerate boredom anymore. The second silence appears, they reach for their phone automatically. The second discomfort appears, they escape into entertainment. And over time, this destroys the ability to focus deeply on anything meaningful. That's why people today struggle to stay consistent. Their brain has become addicted to stimulation instead of progress. Think about how often people say things like, "I can't focus," "I feel mentally tired," or "I have no motivation." But honestly, many times the real problem is overstimulation. Their brain is consuming so much dopamine every single day that normal life starts feeling boring. Real work feels slow. Real growth feels difficult. Real discipline feels painful. Meanwhile, endless scrolling feels easy. Instant entertainment feels easy. And the more your brain gets used to easy dopamine, the weaker your self-control becomes. If this message is already making you rethink your habits, like this video and subscribe, because most people are losing control of their attention without even realizing it. Now think about something important. Your attention is your life. Whatever controls your attention eventually controls your future. If your attention is constantly distracted, your future will become distracted too. That's why focused people become dangerous in today's world. Because focus has become rare. Most people can't sit alone with their thoughts anymore. They constantly need noise, content, stimulation, notifications, music, videos, scrolling, anything to avoid silence. But silence is where clarity exists. Silence is where deep thinking happens. Silence is where discipline grows. And honestly, this is why so many people feel lost today. Their brain is overloaded every single day, yet they never slowed down long enough to think clearly about their life. They wake up scrolling, eat while scrolling, relax while scrolling. Even before sleeping, they scroll again. Their mind never gets real rest anymore. And over time, this constant stimulation creates anxiety, mental exhaustion, low patience, weak focus, and emotional instability. That's why people today react emotionally to everything. Their nervous system is overstimulated constantly. And honestly, social media makes this even worse because it traps people in endless comparison. Every day people watch strangers online showing perfect bodies, perfect lifestyles, perfect success, perfect relationships, and slowly they begin feeling worse about themselves. They compare their real life to everyone else's highlight reel. And without realizing it, insecurity grows stronger every single day. That's why protecting your mind has become more important than ever before. Because modern technology is not neutral anymore. It is competing for your attention every second. And if you don't learn how to control yourself, your phone will quietly control your habits, your emotions, your focus, and eventually your entire future. Meanwhile, disciplined people understand something most people ignore. The ability to focus deeply is becoming a superpower. In a world full of distractions, the person who can stay focused instantly gains an advantage over everyone else. That's why mentally strong people set boundaries. They spend less time scrolling. They protect their attention carefully. They understand that every hour wasted on meaningless stimulation is energy stolen from their real goals. And honestly, if you can learn how to control your attention again, your entire life can begin changing faster than you imagine. And honestly, this is why so many people feel like they're losing control of their own mind. They sit down to do one important task, then suddenly feel the urge to check notifications. They try to focus for 10 minutes, then their brain starts craving stimulation again. They open one app for a second and somehow end up scrolling mindlessly for an entire hour. And afterward, they feel drained, guilty, distracted, and disappointed in themselves. But the dangerous part is that this cycle repeats every single day, until distraction becomes their default lifestyle. That's why your phone is no longer just a device. For many people, it has become an escape from reality. Instead of facing problems, they scroll. Instead of improving themselves, they consume entertainment. Instead of building discipline, they numb their brain with constant dopamine. And over time, this destroys ambition quietly. Because ambition requires focus. Goals require focus. Growth requires focus. But distracted minds struggle to build powerful lives. Think about how different successful people behave. Most highly disciplined people protect their attention aggressively. They understand that attention is energy, and where your energy goes, your future follows. That's why they limit distractions. They spend more time creating than consuming. They train their brain to stay focused longer while everyone else keeps destroying their concentration with nonstop stimulation. If this message is opening your eyes, like this video and subscribe, because very few people today are talking honestly about how dangerous digital addiction is becoming. Now here's another harsh truth. Your phone is stealing your ability to enjoy normal life. Simple moments no longer feel satisfying because your brain has become overstimulated constantly. Sitting quietly feels uncomfortable. Reading feels difficult. Deep conversations feel rare. Even resting feels strange without checking your phone every few minutes. And honestly, this is terrifying when you truly think about it. Millions of people can no longer be alone with their own thoughts. Silence makes them uncomfortable because their brain is addicted to noise. But mentally strong people understand something important. If you cannot sit quietly with yourself, your mind is probably controlling you more than you realize. That's why learning to disconnect sometimes is powerful. Because when you reduce constant stimulation, your brain slowly begins healing again. Your focus improves. Your patience improves. Your thoughts become clearer. Your emotions become calmer. You start feeling more present in real life again instead of constantly trapped inside digital noise. And honestly, this is why dopamine detoxes, deep focus, reading, journaling, exercise, and silence feels so uncomfortable at first. Your brain has been trained for instant stimulation for too long, but discomfort is part of healing. Discipline always feels uncomfortable in the beginning because weakness became comfortable first. And this is exactly why most people never regain control of their attention. They quit too early. The moment boredom appears, they run back to distraction again. The moment silence appears, they reach for entertainment again. But mentally strong people push through that discomfort long enough for their mind to become sharp again. They understand that every moment spent controlling their attention is making them stronger, while the distracted majority becomes mentally weaker every single day. And honestly, this is why focus is becoming one of the most valuable skills in the modern world. Because while most people are addicted to consuming, focused people are building. While most people are distracted, focused people are improving. While most people are wasting years scrolling, focused people are creating a future for themselves. And eventually, that difference becomes impossible to ignore. Now ask yourself honestly, when was the last time you spent an entire day fully focused without constantly checking your phone? For most people, it's becoming almost impossible. And that should scare you, because a distracted mind struggles to build anything meaningful long term. Deep work becomes harder. Discipline becomes harder. Even basic self-control becomes harder. And the more addicted someone becomes to instant dopamine, the more ordinary life starts feeling empty and boring. That's why people today constantly chase stimulation. More scrolling, more entertainment, more noise, more content, but no real peace, no real focus, no real control over their own mind. And honestly, this is why so many people feel emotionally exhausted despite living physically easy lives. Their brain never truly rests anymore. The mind was never designed to consume endless information for hours every single day, but modern technology keeps people trapped in constant stimulation, from the moment they wake up until the moment they fall asleep. Notifications, videos, news, messages, algorithms, endless content fighting for attention every second. And eventually, the brain becomes overwhelmed. That's why people today struggle with patience so badly. They want instant results because their brain has been trained for instant rewards. But real life doesn't work that way. Real success takes time. Real discipline takes repetition. Real growth feels slow sometimes. And if your brain cannot tolerate slowness anymore, you'll constantly abandon things before results arrive. That's why so many people quit the gym early, quit learning skills early, quit business ideas early, quit improving themselves early. Their brain has lost the ability to stay committed without immediate stimulation. If this message is making you see your habits differently, like this video and subscribe, because reclaiming your focus might be one of the most important things you ever do for your future. Now here's something powerful most people overlook. Every time you resist distraction, you strengthen your mind. Every time you choose focus over scrolling, you become mentally stronger. Every time you sit with boredom instead of escaping it, your discipline grows. And over time, those small decisions completely change your brain. You become calmer, sharper, more patient, more focused, more in control of yourself. That's why disciplined people often seem different from everyone else. Their mind is not constantly scattered in 1,000 directions. They can focus deeply, think clearly, stay calm longer. And honestly, this gives them a massive advantage in modern society, because focused people are becoming rare. Most people are mentally fragmented now. Their attention jumps constantly from one thing to another. And when attention becomes weak, life becomes weak too. Because your future depends on what you can consistently focus on. Think about how many dreams are quietly destroyed not by lack of talent, but by distraction. People don't fail because they're incapable. Many fail because they can no longer focus long enough to develop their potential properly. And honestly, that's tragic, because the modern world is filled with intelligent people, wasting their lives scrolling endlessly instead of building something meaningful. But the good news is this: your brain can recover, your focus can recover, your discipline can recover, but only if you stop feeding your mind non-stop distraction every single day. You have to start protecting your attention like your future depends on it, Because honestly, it does. The people who will dominate the future are not necessarily the smartest people. They are the people who can stay focused while everyone else becomes addicted to distraction. They are the people who can sit quietly and work while others constantly chase stimulation. They are the people who control technology instead of becoming controlled by it. And once you truly understand this, you stop seeing focus as just productivity. You start seeing it as power. And this is where everything becomes dangerous in the best possible way. Because once you regain control of your attention, you regain control of your life. Most people never realize how much power they are giving away every single day. They think they are just scrolling. They think it's just entertainment. But slowly, those small habits reshape the brain. They weaken discipline. They weaken patience. They weaken focus. And eventually, they weaken identity itself. That's why so many people today feel stuck, mentally exhausted, emotionally distracted, and disconnected from their goals. Their mind is constantly overloaded but never truly fulfilled. And honestly, this is one of the biggest silent problems of modern life. People are consuming more than ever before, but thinking less deeply than ever before. They know a little about everything but struggle to focus on anything long enough to master it. And the scary part is, most people don't even notice how much their mind has changed until they try to sit quietly without stimulation for even 10 minutes. Suddenly they feel restless, bored, uncomfortable. That's not peace, that's dependency. And honestly, if your brain cannot function calmly without constant entertainment, then your attention is no longer fully yours anymore. That's why learning how to disconnect is becoming a superpower. The ability to sit in silence, the ability to focus deeply, the ability to work without checking your phone every few minutes, the ability to control your impulses instead of obeying them automatically. These skills are becoming rare, and rare skills create powerful people. Meanwhile, distracted people keep falling further behind without realizing why. They keep wondering why they feel unmotivated, anxious, mentally tired, and unable to stay consistent. But deep down, many of them are overstimulated, not incapable. Their brain has simply been trained for distraction for too long. But the good news is this: your brain can heal. Your focus can return. Your discipline can return. Your mental clarity can return. But only if you stop feeding your mind nonstop stimulation every waking hour. And honestly, recovery starts with small decisions. Spending less time scrolling, turning off unnecessary notifications, sitting in silence sometimes, reading more, thinking more deeply, exercising, focusing on real goals instead of endless entertainment. At first, your brain will resist this, because addiction always resists discipline. But over time, your mind becomes calmer again, sharper again, stronger again. You begin noticing details more clearly. Your thoughts slow down. Your concentration improves. Real life starts feeling meaningful again instead of constantly needing digital stimulation to feel okay. And this is where mentally strong people separate themselves from the majority. They stop allowing technology to control their emotions, focus, and habits. They start using technology intentionally instead of impulsively, because they understand something most people ignore. The modern world is designed to distract you, and if you don't protect your attention, your future will slowly disappear into endless noise. So stop giving every app unlimited access to your mind. Stop allowing notifications to control your focus. Stop wasting years of your life feeding an addiction that is quietly making your mind weaker every single day. Start protecting your attention instead. Start rebuilding your focus. Start training your brain to tolerate silence, discomfort, patience, and deep work again. Because once you control your attention, you control your direction in life. And the people who eventually build powerful futures are usually the ones who learned how to stay focused while the rest of the world stayed distracted. If this video made you realize how much your phone, distractions, and endless scrolling have been controlling your mind, then don't ignore this message and go back to the same habits the moment this video ends. Because that's exactly what most people will do. They'll keep scrolling, keep distracting themselves, keep wasting their attention, and slowly, they'll waste years of their life without even realizing it. Don't let that happen to you. Starting today, take your attention back. Take your focus back. Take control of your mind before distractions completely control your future. Because once you regain the ability to focus deeply, stay disciplined, and control your impulses, your entire life can begin changing faster than you ever imagined. If you're serious about becoming mentally stronger, more focused, and more disciplined than the distracted majority, hit like right now, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications, because this channel is for people who are tired of being controlled by distractions and ready to build a powerful mind instead. And before you leave, go to the comments and type, "I control my mind." Make that your promise to yourself starting today. And share this video with someone who spends hours scrolling every day without realizing what it's doing to their brain. Now put the phone down for a while and start building the focused, disciplined, mentally strong version of yourself that most people will never become.